Hey guys, Adam Lobo here from Adam Lobo TV. So yes, as promised in my previous mystery unboxing video of the OnePlus Nord, here is finally my unboxing and my full video review of the OnePlus Nord phone itself. So keep watching. So I will be dividing my unboxing experience into two types, as the media review package that I received was quite nice, where it came with a huge black colored box with a little visuals of the teal color in the middle and the OnePlus writing at the bottom. After sliding the cover is where you will have not one but three official OnePlus Nord cases, which will be sold separately in the OnePlus Malaysia store. Then there's the phone's box itself. So the second unboxing is the exact box that you would get once you make a purchase of the phone. So let's get into that right now. Now the retail unit's box comes in black with three letters of Nord in front and the OnePlus logo below. Then on the left, there's the OnePlus Nord written over there, and on the right, just OnePlus. Looking at the back, you'll find some of the specs over there. Opening the box, you'll immediately find the phone itself. Underneath, you'll find another small black box which contains the welcome letter, a unique clear phone case, the SIM ejector pin, OnePlus stickers, and a quick start guide. Then there's the USB-A to USB-C cable in red instead of the teal color, which I think would be better, but that's OnePlus choice. And finally, the 30 watts warp charging brick. Now taking a look at the specs, the OnePlus Nord comes with a Snapdragon 765G chipset, where it is a 5G device. It has the Adreno 620 GPU. Then the variant that I have is the 12 gigs of RAM with 256 gigs of storage, but is also available in either 6 or 8 gigs of RAM and 64 and 128 gigs of storage, which uses the UFS 2.1 storage as well. Then it comes shipped with Android 10 with hands down the best Android skin till today, which is the Oxygen OS 10.5. Now going into the color finishes, it comes in two colors for you guys to choose from. The one which I have is called the Grey Onyx, which had like a very nice grey metallic kind of finish, and is also available in Blue Marble, similar to the finish of the hard phone case that I got in the media package as well. As for the phone's design and build, I was happy to note that finally it did not feel as slippery as previous OnePlus phones, including the OnePlus 8 Pro, which I like, and it made typing on the phone to be very grippy and nice, even without a phone case on. Then the phone has the Corning Gorilla Glass 5 in front and also at the back with the glossy sides. Then the four rear cameras are placed towards the left side of the phone, where it had a medium-sized camera bump, so which means that if you place the phone on a flat surface, it will wobble, especially if you type it at the bottom right corner. Then the phone comes with a flat screen display, which a lot of people seems to prefer compared to a curved display with the in-display fingerprint sensor, where to me I did find it a tiny bit slower to unlock compared to the OnePlus 8 Pro, so keep that in mind. Then you also find the double hole punch camera towards the top left of the screen. Now as for the phone spots and buttons, looking down below, there is the USB-C port where the monophoning speaker is on the right. Then you'll find a dual SIM card slot towards the left with no micro SD card slot expansion. On the right, there is the power button and hands down my favorite, alert slider, which you can slide to change between silent, vibrate and ring. And again, while every other smartphones is copying each other when it comes to the camera design, the build quality, why can't other Android phones follow to have this alert sliders too? Then on the left, there's the volume rockers, and no, the phone does not come with a headphones jack. As for the phone screen, it has a 6.44-inch fluid AMOLED display with a maximum resolution of 1080 by 2400 pixels and a 90Hz refresh rate. And overall, my experience when viewing videos on the phone has been great, where it was stunning when watching videos, especially since it is HDR10 compatible as well. And OnePlus phones always had a great screen, so does the OnePlus Nord as well. Now let's look at the phone's camera specs. The phone has 4 cameras in total as mentioned. One is a 48 megapixel f1.8 26mm wide lens, an 8 megapixel f2.3 ultra wide lens, a 2 megapixel f2.4 macro lens and a 5 megapixel f2.4 depth sensor. Now, as usual, the 48 megapixel photos were great to get some high details and resolution pictures, but since there is no expandable storage, make sure to use it wisely and just stick to the regular camera shots, where the overall pictures were quite impressive with nice colors and dynamic range and overall great software processing. As for the ultra-wide angle shots, overall it did capture some great 119-degree field of view. However, I did find that the skin tones were just a bit overexposed when taking photos of people, but taking any other shots were great. Then looking at the portrait mode shots, I was floored by the amazing shallow depth of field that the camera produced, which had a superb subject to background blur with no overexposed images at the background as well. Now, as for the macro camera, the overall shots was only great if you manage to get the focus right, and once you do, you'll achieve some really creative shots. Then the nightscape mode or the night mode on the phone was also very impressive with just the right amount of highlights and shadows to balance off the dark and the bright areas. And what's great is that you can use the ultra wide and the main lens for this nightscape mode as well. Then looking at the phone's front camera, it comes with 2 cameras. Nice. Where one is a 32 megapixel f2.5 aperture wide lens and an 8 megapixel f2.5 ultra wide angle lens. Now, while I've never doubted the hardware specs for OnePlus phone's front camera, where OnePlus has significantly improved is the overall image processing after taking every single shot, where it looked really nice with natural color skin tones again and no blown out areas at the back since there is a HDR for the front camera, and since there is an ultra wide angle camera in front, you also get some great wide selfie shots as well. Then the portrait selfie was also very impressive, which is surely the best compared to previous generation OnePlus devices they have tested, where the overall image processing was great with excellent edge detection and background blur. So yes, in the past, I've always downloaded the Gcam app to take some nice front camera shots, and finally, I don't have to anymore. As for video, the rear camera records up to 4K 2160 up to 30 frames per second, where the footage was really flagship material with excellent stabilization. Now, there is the option to use the super stabilization, but I preferred just using the main lens, where it was very stable still and had a high dynamic range, especially as seen over here at the blue sky area. I love me some blue skies. Then as for the front camera, it records up to 4K 2160 up to 30 frames per second, where I have to say that I applaud OnePlus for having that amount of resolution, as most high-level mid-range smartphones don't even have the option for 4K front video recording. So yes, not only you'll be getting a high-quality front video shots, but also the Instagram Stories integration was great to use this phone as a vlogging camera. Now, as for the phone's speaker, it has a single mono firing speaker as mentioned earlier. The overall highs and the mids was really good, but the bass was just a bit muffled. And here is a quick sound test. Now, as for the phone software, it is shipped with Android 10 with Oxygen OS 10.5. And as I have preached over and over again, for those of you who have experienced the Oxygen OS know that hands down, this is still the best Android skin till today. While other Android skins are getting better, the Oxygen OS easy multitasking and menu navigation is still very seamless when I was using the phone as my daily driver. And typing on the phone was also nice, as I'm used to a bigger phone, so it is nice to have something just a slightly smaller form factor when I was using the phone every single day. Now, as mentioned earlier that I've even uploaded videos and pictures on Instagram stories, so it wasn't compressed like some other few Android skins that I've tested previously. Now, looking at the phone's battery, the phone comes with 4115 milliamps of battery, and since it comes just above the 4000 milliamps mark, I did not get the best battery life out there, similar to the OnePlus 8 Pro, where for this phone, I got a total of 3 hours and 45 minutes of screen on time when I was at 10% battery with dark mode turned on. So again, I still think that the Oxygen OS should give even more. But the phone has the warp fast charging up to 30 watts, and if you love wireless charging, you will be disappointed that the phone does not come with a wireless charging, but for me, considering its price, it was totally fine. Now, as for gaming, I tested PUBG on graphics settings at HD and frame rate set to high, and the game did run well with just a tiny bit warm towards the top of the phone, but the overall smoothness and the graphics while playing PUBG and even Gear Club was great, especially with a beautiful 90Hz screen. Now, in conclusion, in my humble opinion, when OnePlus 8 Pro came out, I thought it was a really good phone, but since the price was on the high side due to its new flagship status, it was a phone that I find very hard to recommend since it came slightly over the top price factor compared to the previous generation. But on the other hand, the OnePlus Nord to me has turned into a mid-range phone killer with an amazing software experience, a very improved camera, and it is a must-have phone if you're looking to make a purchase of a smartphone which has a great balance of value and the overall features. As for the price here in Malaysia, the OnePlus Nord is going for 2,399 ringgit for the 12 gigs variant together with the 256 gigs of storage, which includes the OnePlus Buds, as the first exclusive sale is from the 25th of August 2020 from 12 AM onwards at Shopee. Then the 8 gigs of RAM with 128 gigs of storage is going for 1,799 ringgit and is available offline for the first sale on the 22nd of August 2020, which is available at all OnePlus authorized dealers. However, as for the online sale, it will begin today from 1 PM onwards. And I'll leave a link down below for you all to get yourself one. Now, if you guys watched this video till now, thank you so much. If you like this video, be sure to give this video a nice big thumbs up, as that would be very appreciated since it helps with the annoying YouTube algorithm, and subscribe for more videos like this. My name is Adam Lobo and I'll catch you guys in my next video.